Pokemon fans are so entitled. Why are we talking about Gen 10 when Gen 9 hasn't even come out? Look, when I started working on this video, I didn't have some kind of, oh man, let's make a Generation 10 Pokemon video kind of narrative. Actually, it was supposed to be about how Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the perfect games to ride out the rest of the Nintendo Switch lifecycle with, because you can just run it like Pokemon Sword and Shield, but with a much better foundation. That we have DLC. Well, Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC kind of broke all the rules. We can have a mid-summer Pokemon main series kind of release. I was actually thinking that maybe if we didn't have Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or Pokemon Legends, Generation 9 could have come out in like summer of 2022. Either way, we can also just kind of put in some DLC, and there's even like thoughts of how Pokemon Sword and Shield could have gotten away with a DLC 3, and we still haven't seen how Pokemon Home is going to integrate with Pokemon Legends and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And also there was that announcement of like how there's no competitive battles in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or Legends, and Pokemon Sword and Shield is still going to hold on to VGC. So we have like a lot of weird stuff going on, but we've kind of seen how the life cycle of a Pokemon game can be extended for 3 years and just make that the main series game that's been playing on. Also, Nintendo, I think they've kind of felt that, hey, we can just make a game last for a really long time. We look at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Everyone was thinking, alright, we got Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, Mario Kart 9 is going to be the announcement. No, they're actually just doing DLC kart packs for like the next year or something. The Booster Course Pass on the Nintendo Direct said it was going to go until the end of 2023, so who even knows what is going on for all this stuff? But yeah, going back to those sales, it really seems like a game can be supported for a while, and we've even seen this spill over into Pokemon. Well, now we can take a look at Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which has already been confirmed to be a very strong open-world game. I did a video talking about how it's already looking to be more of an open world than we can possibly imagine. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend checking it out. I've got a playlist on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all of your friends, because now we are getting into some crazy stuff. Not fake leaks, not nonsense, real deal business about the future of Pokemon, and that should be of way more value than the lies that other Poketubers are constantly spreading. But the way I saw it is that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are easily looking to be the largest Pokemon games ever, and then DLC can just do the Isle of Armor or Crown Tundra stuff, open up a new area, keep that open world, add in like new Pokemon, even like new Pokemon mid-generation, so the idea of a Pokemon generation is also kind of crumbling right now in the middle of the Nintendo Switch lifecycle. Things are going pretty crazy, and even with like Pokemon Legends, we saw a decent amount of content being added with free DLC. So being able to support Pokemon Scarlet and Violet seems really easy, especially because like it's open world, so it's not really going to mess with too much stuff to just kind of make the world larger and more open. And we can even see this with like Souls games in the past, where it's like, yeah, you get DLC, all kinds of fun stuff gets added in, no problem, game lasts for many years. And then I wanted to see how that lined up with console lifespans, because we have Nintendo 64 in 1996, 5 years later was the GameCube, 5 years later was the Wii, 6 years later was the Wii U, and that's because the Wii was such an incredibly strong console for Nintendo, and the Switch looks to be even better. So Nintendo Switch has 6 years easy, even if they push in like 2024, well, that kind of still lines up with what's going on with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's going to be November 2022, DLC holds us through 2023, and maybe we just coast on the game through 2024, boom, Nintendo Switch 2, next console 2025, and then that's when we're going to have our new Pokemon generation that could be even crazier, taking all the pluses and positives and everything we've learned about every Pokemon game ever and experimenting with the open world, and then just moving that into new hardware. However, as I was doing research on console life cycles, that's where this video took the shift into Generation 10, because I found this article from Bloomberg talking about the recent Nintendo earnings report, where they talked about how the Switch is in the middle of its life cycle as of December 2021. Now, the Nintendo Switch came out in March 2017, so that's like 4.5 years, actually over 4.5 years, to call the Switch in the middle of its life cycle, which means 9 years. 2026 is when the Nintendo Switch is looking to end. So maybe like in holiday 2026 is when we're going to have like the Switch 2 or the next console or whatever. We don't even know what to call it or what to classify it as, but that means there's a long time between Generation 9, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet now, and then when the Nintendo Switch is going to finally retire 4+ years from now. I found another article backing this up from 2 years ago. Nintendo expects the Switch to have a longer life cycle than previous consoles, February 2020. So, even 2 years before this statement, they were talking about it have a longer life cycle in the earnings report. Now, I didn't really hear too much about this, and there was like some other things going on with how the Nintendo Switch is interacting, and potentially how they're going to like make the Nintendo Switch last inside of the Switch 2 or the next generation of consoles. That was mostly the talk, but I'm thinking like, what if they just hold out the Nintendo Switch because they can? Apparently, that was already on the table not even 3 years since the release of the Nintendo Switch at that time. And it also makes sense because the Nintendo Switch is the most successful thing Nintendo has ever done. Over 100 million units sold. It's beating the Wii. It's catching up on the Game Boy and already has more software sold than the Game Boy. And we're already looking at another, 15 million by the end of this year. Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The future is only going to add more to this. It's like 125 million. Like, the Nintendo Switch is just insane, and we can also see the Switch became the fastest selling home console to surpass 100 million lifetime sales during the quarter. And that's where I stumbled into, Generation 10 Pokemon is still going to be on the Nintendo Switch, because, okay, we can make Pokemon Scarlet and Violet last for 3 years, but I don't see it lasting for like 4 years or anything crazy like that. And it would kind of, I feel it would take away from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you like give it DLC and then you just like release a completely separate game like a turquoise version or the third version for the main series or something, it just doesn't feel right, especially with how Pokemon's been going, Pokemon Legends, Pokemon Sword and Shield, the DLC being very successful, and all of that other stuff. So I mean, 3-year trajectory, December 2025, Generation 10 begins, and then that could also like lead to some craziness and some hype and some madness where it's like Generation 10 starts on Nintendo Switch, but then the sequel version ends up on the new console in maybe 2026 or maybe like summer 2027, that the new Generation 10 game lasts for 1.5 years because again, after the DLC, there's no rules on timeline, and I'm okay with that. I don't need a Pokemon game every year. That also doesn't mean I'm against it. Like, there's idiots out there that actually think Game Freak is developing a game a year, and they're only putting a year of development into each game because of it. That's a level of stupidity that can't be saved. But I mean, what I'm saying is like, yeah, if it's just like 1.5 years, I'm not gonna have complaints, especially if there's like free DLC or a little bit extra to like keep the game going, or some kind of overarching game. Unfortunately, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the long Nintendo Switch lifespan really makes me feel like everything competitive is like Giga going into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and we're not going to see an official battle simulator. I don't know how they're going to weed out the hacking. I don't want my dreams of how awesome Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are going to be tainted by the rampant amount of cheating that's going on right now. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But until then, like, yeah, this also makes it feel like Pokemon Battle Revolution 2 or Stadium 3 or Battle Simulator is going to have like a hard time fitting in unless like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that game's supposed to last for 2 years. We get the Battle Simulator in 2024, ride that out through the Nintendo Switch. I don't even know. All I'm saying is Nintendo Switch is lasting for a lot longer than expected, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet can hold things up, but at the end of the 3 years, 2025, Gen 10, on the Nintendo Switch, actually not crazy. All the cool stuff that happens from now and then, cool, I'm here for it, but at least we have the future of Pokemon lasting for another very long time. So hope you guys enjoy the video, share with your friends, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.